Welcome back to yet another episode of Down College Ave. Not too much to talk about today, but we got making a lot out of a little, I guess is the best way to say it. I don't know about you, but the game was a week ago, and I'm still trying to relive it, the UF game. UF students are getting mad still about rushing the field and all that kind of shit. It's just fun to watch them crumble almost.
I still love going on Twitter and seeing all the trolls out there. Like Cam McDonald tweeted out a troll the other day, like last night. One of the guys is like complaining about something, and he goes, "Silly Gators, you guys still lost." And then I have a picture of him with a Gator head on the field. I enjoy to see that stuff. Still,
it's funny, and it's now we get a year to do it. They've had 6 years now, and now we get a year. It'll probably be another
6. They won 18, 19, and 21. We won 17, so 5 basically.
5. I was close enough. J Trav had a table at Potts last night. Finally, a deserved one.
I'm glad he was able to go out and celebrate a big victory. I didn't go out and celebrate. I was too busy working on homework, but I'm glad he got a well-deserved little victory table.
And one thing I was wondering is there were a lot of drops. I couldn't find the exact number. I was looking through stats trying to find it. There was a lot of drops. Johnny Wilson had a lot of drops. Cam McDonald had one in the end zone, I believe. How many? So what? Travis went 13 for 30 last Friday, right?
He would have been he probably would have been somewhere close to 19 or 20 for 30.
For 400 yards.
Yeah. That's the issue that's still kind of there, is that he's left a lot of yards on the table just due to the fact that his receivers haven't been catching the ball consistently. You saw it in the first game of the season against LSU, and you saw it in the last game of the season, and you saw it all throughout the season, to be frank, but you could just see that it's still an issue that we're facing. The wide receiver room is really deep still, so next year they'll hopefully see some improvements, especially with the incoming recruit of Hakeem Williams. See how that looks next year. But yeah, he left a lot of yards on the table this year.
Talking about the receiver room, I got a few guys transfer portal wise that we probably should target, one specifically. We'll get to that in a little bit. Something else was, did you watch the Benson and Verse press conference after the game?
Yeah, I saw that. It seems like Benson wants to stay, and he's trying to convince Verse to stay.
And the fact that Verse and Robinson are playing in the bowl game, which, by the way, the first time I've seen it on an ESPN headline about our players playing in a bowl game.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, I was scrolling on the main page of ESPN. All of a sudden, I just see Verse and Robinson playing. I'm like, wow, the story on ESPN on the main page. Okay.
That's not normal for now. Also, if we had the 12-team playoff right now, we would actually have a very good shot of getting in. Would we win the Natty? Probably not.
No. But we get to go play, I think, Alabama is what it kind of seems would end up happening.
It'd be a lot more fun than sitting here looking forward to probably the Cheez-It Bowl. So we'll get into that now. The bowl projections, what I've seen is most likely, and my personal projection is Cheez-It Bowl against either Texas Tech, OU, or Texas.
I do not want to play Oklahoma. I was just reading about that before we started, and I have no interest in playing. What are they, 6-6, right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I feel like it's a slap in the face to where we finally have a good season, and now you're gonna pair us up against a 6-6 team. Give us someone decent. Give us Texas. Texas Tech.
I'd much rather see. The thing is that if you give us Texas, it gives the bowl the best of both worlds. Because from Oklahoma, they get tickets and they get viewers, because that's going to bring a large market against FSU.
Yeah,
they're not going to get a good game because Oklahoma's defense can't stop a mice from running down the field. That defense is terrible.
Yeah.
But Texas is actually a good team, and they have the same large viewer base that would sell tickets and get people to view on television.
And it'd be a good game. It would actually be a decent game.
No, they're a ranked team, right? Yeah.
I think it's slapped in the face. It's all because of branding, honestly, with OU. Texas Tech is better. Obviously, they beat OU, but I don't think we would have much trouble with Texas.
That doesn't sell either. It's the problem.
No. Texas Tech just sucks.
You can sell 2 of those games. You can sell Texas and Oklahoma, but Oklahoma will be a good game. Texas is the best of both of those, because Texas Tech might be a decent game, but you can't sell it. I would be extremely happy to play Texas or even Kansas State.
Kansas State would be a good game too.
We were able to play Kansas State. That'd be nice.
The other ones that have been rumors of, even though I think Cheez-It, even when I was getting equipment the other day in the athletics office or whatever, and I was overhearing them talking, and they're like, I don't think we'll leave the state. But the 2 that they're looking at right now is the Holiday Bowl in San Diego and the Duke's Mayo Bowl in Charlotte. I think the Holiday Bowl was projected against UCLA, and the Mayo Bowl, I want to say it was like South Carolina, or maybe
I'm
that might
not
have been the Gator Bowl.
sure. I think that might have been the Gator Bowl. I talked to one of the guys on the team on Monday about it, and they still had no idea. Like they were like, I don't know. He wants to go to San Diego. He thought that'd be really cool to go, but I was like, I don't really. He's. I was talking to Wyatt Rector, so the special teams captain. And he's just like, I've never been to San Diego. That's why he wanted to go. But even the equipment people didn't really seem to have a great clue yet.
No, I don't even think Norvell knows. All I know is if we get the Cheez It Bowl, Jay Trav is going to wake up feeling the cheesiest if you saw those
Yes,
hotel rooms.
isn't it like four players get
Yeah,
the
4 players because there's 2 Cheez It Bowl games both in Orlando. So basically one from each team
okay.
gets to
Eat the
stay in those
cheesy.
hotel rooms.
I wouldn't even want to stay in that hotel room. It feels like the Nickelodeon hotel or something like that.
It's funny though. But I still think again, Cheez It Bowl, Holiday Bowl, San Diego would be cool, but I think that's bad in general. You won't get anyone like who's going to go to that game coming from all the way over here, and what alumni base do we have in San Diego?
None.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's
Not
just
even, no. That's what it would probably be best for ticket sales if the game was here.
yeah. Or I mean, the Gator Bowl would be fine too, but I feel like we're above the Gator Bowl at this point.
Yeah,
What?
The Cheez It Bowl is the number 2 option.
Yeah,
And so we'll as long as Carolina doesn't win the conference championship, then we'll get the Cheez It Bowl.
yeah.
Year 6. Yeah.
And then so going into portal recruiting, or here's a big thing: Sam McCall leaving for the portal. I kind of read this as more of a culture thing of like I think the kid is probably acting like a little brat, and they were just like, "Get out!" Like we don't care.
It wasn't a good fit. It really wasn't a good fit. Like I think it kind of was a mutual decision at the end of the day. I think both parties didn't necessarily want to be there. He obviously wasn't happy with his playing time. They tried to give him as much playing time as possible, especially on special teams, and we all saw how terrible he was at kick returning. Like I don't want to bash an 18-year-old kid for his decision. Like he just wasn't picking up the defense well enough to the point where he would have been a liability playing. And I guess he just wasn't happy with the staff and wasn't happy with that. I thought it was hilarious that his teammates threw the orange underperforming jersey on his locker when he left. So clearly also they weren't the biggest fans of his. So I just don't think it was a good fit. I mean, those things happen. I mean, I hope the best for the kid's future, but it's tough to see when like you see all the love that Norvell and all the staff and the entire program here gets from every other player, and then it's just one kid. You got to kind of feel like it's probably that kid doesn't fit in here.
And that's what I was thinking. They removed him from the roster, I think, probably right after the UF game. It was like 4 days or something before he even entered the portal. They removed him from the roster online, so everyone kind of saw it coming. And there were rumors beforehand where he even actually put up
graphic. He posted that graphic, right?
Yeah, the same graphic as he did.
The biggest win in the last like several years of this school, and the biggest win in like away rivalry history going there. And then he posts the "I'm transferring" graphic. It clearly was the kid was not happy, and the kid acted out that way.
It's just, I think it's more of a, and the fan base is going at it too. Everyone is saying that this is on him. This is the coaches, like not on Norvell. This isn't on anybody. It's specifically Sam McCall is basically a bitch, essentially. But other than that, I have one big portal target that I found for us to get: the wide receiver out of Austin Peay, Dre McCray.
Tallahassee native, Dre McCray.
Tallahassee native. That's why I want to go after him. He has 75 receptions for over 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns, 92 receiving yards against Alabama.
Yeah, you beat me to my point. I was going to say against Bama, so if it shows. I don't know if I'll get canceled for saying this. Gus Johnson said it first.
Okay.
As he said, getting away from the cop speed, like that guy legitimately is like track star speed. Dre McCray. I'm really interested in him, and I think it's like Braden Fisk or whatever, the tackle from Western Michigan.
Yeah.
He actually was roommates with Wyatt Rector. Especially so Wyatt's leaving, but that kid he had a lot of really good film. And then there's a tackle from Rhode Island as well.
Yeah, I have it. Ajon Cornelius.
Yeah, he's gonna get a lot of good offers, but there's also some other offensive lineman stuff in the mix right now. Like
you got
Chester is taking an official visit here later
Yep.
in December. Chris Otto just got crystal balled here. He's a 3-star offensive lineman. So we'll see how Atkins does. I'll trust that man with whatever he wants to do. I think Atkins will get the job done.
Yeah, can we talk about how he got snubbed for the finalist of the Broyles Award?
Uh, who's the finalist now
Let me
anyway?
see. Let me look it up. I know he was a semifinalist and then didn't get and wasn't a finalist after that.
I mean, he took one of the worst offensive line units like in college football. Like we were like bottom like 15 and we're like top 20 now, I think, in offensive line.
Let's see. I think it was. Yeah, if this thing would load. Georgia assistant. Here we go. Todd Moken, Georgia. Ryan Walters, Illinois. Jesse Minter, Michigan. Garrett Riley, TCU, and Alex Golish, Tennessee. I mean, I
He's like
think
a
he could
nice
have at
looking
least beaten the
team. I
Illinois
think
defensive coordinator.
yeah, I think he probably could. I mean, you saw how explosive the offense was. Granted, he wasn't doing the play calling, but they were able to run the ball that well. What is it, 7 straight 200 rushing yard games because the
Yeah,
fact
like
that the
it.
offensive line is so much better and so improved. With missing what Bless Harris, Caden Lyles, like, or it's not like it's a healthy offensive line.
No, and it hasn't been. The biggest thing this year, like I've said it multiple times, has been it's finally consistent, which has helped a lot. But I mean, you can't. I don't know. I don't know anything about this Illinois guy. Georgia, Michigan, TCU, Tennessee. They've all had good years and are obviously like up at the top of the ranking. So those make sense. But Illinois over Alex Adkins, after you can see what improvement he's done or made, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Speaking of
Which is just
assistant
weird.
coaches on our roster, how about Marcus Woodson, showing that he's not able to do anything yet? He needs to get in the recruiting portal. Maybe he picks up Travis Hunter for us if Dion leaves and goes to USF.
I
Uh,
think Dion is going. When does that decision come? Sunday, right? He
supposed
said.
to come at some point in the next week. I mean, he's got. I don't. I feel like he should just stay till his son graduates, but
Yeah,
his
but
son
his
will
son
probably
could
transfer
transfer.
with.
I mean, what
His son will
his
transfer with him.
so his oldest
USF
son
has
is
a
the
good true
quarter.
freshman quarterback, though.
What?
USF has a good true freshman quarterback.
Yeah, but you're telling me Dion's son wouldn't follow him and be starting right away.
Yeah, that's kind of a little nepotism there, but
Plus, this kid would probably, as soon as someone gets there, he'll probably enter the portal. He can enter the portal now because you have it all opens up Monday, and then after
yeah.
your coach leaves, uh, you have 45 days after that to enter as well.
How does it
So
work do you know how it works with the coach getting fired? Like, because Jeff Scott got fired, so I'm
yeah, no.
assuming.
If your coach leaves, either leaves for another job or gets fired, that the portal opens for you immediately for the next
Yeah.
45 days. Whether it's in the middle of the season or at the end of the season, you can get in earlier than the Monday where everyone's allowed to go in, which is
Yeah.
literally a few days away. So it doesn't really matter at this point.
Isn't it
But
December 5th? Yeah, it's the 5th. It's the day that it opens officially.
yeah, it's. I mean, I don't think. I think Dion shouldn't go to Colorado. I think that'd be stupid, and he's setting himself up to fail at Colorado.
I think
US
USF's a better place for him to
USF's
go.
better. He's from Fort Myers. He can recruit, which is kind of scary for us. But also, can we talk about Stephen A. Smith? Did you see the Stephen A. Smith
Oh my
clip talking
God.
about it?
Stephen A. Smith doesn't know what he's talking. I will never listen. I have never listened to Stephen A. Smith on college football, and I would never
No,
will.
he
Like that.
sucks.
He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just I'm not gonna go into the whole race baiting thing, which he may or may not have been doing, but he was just trying to he's friends with Dion of some sort, and he's just basically saying that also he said that they should have hired him the first time around, which is like incorrect. Dion didn't have a master's degree when Mike Norvell was being hired, so Dion couldn't have been the head coach then.
Wait, that's a rule?
Yeah, it's a rule.
I did not know you need a master's degree to be a
I'm
head
pretty
coach.
sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the rule. I'm like 95% sure because one of
I
the
guess
kids.
that's what graduate assistants are doing, isn't it? I never
Yeah,
thought
I
of
was
it like
talking
that.
to Matthew Nelson, the kid on the baseball team, and he's like coming back to school to finish both his degrees so that he can coach.
I actually did not know that. That's news to me. That's kind of funny. I mean,
I'll
I
look
mean,
it up.
Dion also at that point didn't even have a head coaching job. The
He has
most
no
coaching,
coaching experience.
yeah, all he had was he was an assistant coach at his kid's high school in Dallas. Which, being from Dallas, I heard things that he was just not a good coach, and he actually got forced out of being that assistant coach. He just wasn't good. All he has is a personality. I don't think we have seen if he can coach or not, considering his roster talent is also 10 times more talented than any team he plays. So
Yeah, this guy, how to become a college football coach is, it is not required. It's required to have a bachelor's degree to become a head coach in college football. But I guess, yeah, so that's my mea culpa. I was incorrect on that statement. Yeah, I mean, still, he's gonna blow his career up if he goes to Colorado.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a great coach. I think he's the type of coach you have to surround like extremely talented coordinators and special and skill position coaches with, but that man could be a hell of a recruiter. So
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
mean, his
necessarily
name brings a
mad
lot for recruiting, and that's all he really needs.
but coming down to one last thing about him is that USF is building the new facilities in the stadium only. That's kind of what his whole thing is. If they don't promise him that he's not going.
Speaking of new facilities, they just announced, I think it was yesterday or today, that they're breaking ground on our new facility December 17th. So that's finally coming soon. And then the equipment team is kind of baiting a new uniform announcement coming sometime next year. And the rumor is that they're bringing retros back.
Yeah, I saw that it was supposed to be the retros. It was a picture of J-Trav in the 2013 jerseys.
Yeah.
And then they talked about that. I know someone who got to see the like plans or whatever for the building. John got to see them for the football only facility.
Well, they're on the wall. If you go on UCD, they're on the wall.
Oh. Well, he saw something that only boosters and recruits saw. So I don't know.
All the pictures are on the wall. I walk by them every day.
Dude, yeah, it's just interesting to see how we're gonna balance that because it's gonna be a football only facility. That's a lot of money going into football that needs to also be put into softball or soccer. But
And soccer college cup game is today against North Carolina. Wait, that's not here though. Where is it?
it's in Cary, North Carolina.
Oh, so it's a home game basically for North Carolina.
Yeah, I mean we already beat them there once in the ACC championship.
That's true.
Maybe
I hope we win.
To go to this game.
Who would we play in the national championship?
I'm not sure, honestly. I didn't follow that side of the bracket. I can look though.
Let's see. College Cup.
I think UCLA's in the bracket.
Let's see. Almost there.
UCLA plays Alabama, so we play the
So it'd be UCLA out. Yeah.
If we win, of course, tonight.
Is it all one seeds? No, North Carolina's a 2 seed. I was about to say that's the most almost predictable Final Four of all time. Then that never happens in any other sport. Last thing I have is basketball actually looked better against Purdue. Obviously didn't win, but I think if anything, the way we've been playing recently, we should take that as a win. But it is what it is at this point.
I had $5 on their money line. But they look better. They look like they were able to score the ball. There were some times when like they had the second unit in that they looked just like abysmal on offense. And it's also tough going up against Edey. This is his last name. I don't know his first name, but the dude's like 7'5". Like we only have one big man who's not he's a skinnier guy. He's not the strongest, most best paint presence against a 7'5" just monster that Edey was.
Yeah.
So I think they played a lot better. They were able to close out in a 3 better. They didn't get as many 3-point opportunities, but they still did struggle to get rebounds. But most teams will struggle against Purdue to get rebounds, to be fair. So
I mean, and the one, because I've been thinking about it, like just trying to figure out why are we so bad, and I'm just kind of sick of hearing the same excuses of, oh, we're still young. Well, we were young last year, and they have a whole nother year of experience. Oh, you guys don't have the right personnel because of injuries. The same thing happened last year. Why aren't we coaching these other kids up? So when that happens, it's a next man up mentality. Personally, I think Coach Ham's probably out after this year. And if the university announces that sooner rather than later, they'll actually sell tickets to games.
I don't know. It depends on money because we're still paying Willie Taggart some stuff through like next year, and they don't want to have to pay Ham the big buyout. So there'll become those issues.
It's called forced retirement.
Yeah, forced retirement. Now, forced retirement may work with him because he is getting a little older. But
we just got to do the same thing we did with Bobby. The same exact thing.
Yeah, having Baba Miller back, like he is like, I mean, he's a first round draft prospect. So like missing that definitely doesn't help. But no, we don't look good enough to be where we should be better than what we're looking right now.
We're 1-8, and I don't care if injuries and Bob out and all this kind of stuff. We should still be better than 1-8 and losing to Siena College.
Yeah, losing to Siena was a pretty low point. But
all right, well, you got anything else? I checked off everything on my list.
Now we can talk about players returning and going to the portal later. So
all right, well, that's all we got. next time we come on, we should know who we're playing in the bowl and can kind of preview that a little bit and preview that for weeks to come. And the portal will be open, so we'll see who else is leaving. I don't think many people are going to leave FSU through the portal. I think we're going to be more focused on getting players, which is the way it should be, other than Sam McCall's bitch ass, obviously. But that's all. Have a good one, guys. Go Noles.
Who knows?